Our next guest is best known for her 20 years serving in Philadelphia City Council. Blondell Reynolds-Brown has weathered some of life's toughest moments with courage, conviction, and yes, in high heels. Ms. Reynolds-Brown has just released her highly anticipated memoir, Walking a Tightrope Backward in High Heels, and the official book launch is tonight. And we are so excited to welcome Blondell Reynolds-Brown to Philly Live this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for allowing me to come to Philly Live.
Of course, we had to. I'm surprised it took this long. You know, but the title of your book alone is very striking, and it details your upbringing, your work as an educator, your political career. What story excited you the most, and which one was the most difficult to share?
Well, the story that excited me the most is what I'd like to take a lot of credit for, and that is being a mother.
Oh, I love that.
Being unapologetically a helicopter mom, and figuring out how you walk the tightrope, because it really is sometimes unsteady, and it's sometimes messy but beautiful, because it's a tension between ambition and care for a spouse and family. So that chapter I enjoyed, because I also got a chance to talk about my mother, who was such a, an exceptional role model. The most difficult chapter was the chapter I did first, When You Are the News, Face the Music. And that spoke about the career firestorm that I had to crawl my way out of and salvage my career.
You mentioned walking this tightrope backwards. Life is a balancing act.
All the time.
A hard one at that. And you had some additional challenges, being in the spotlight, as you mentioned, while also being a divorced mother. How did you manage to get through those years?
Well, a lot of it has to do with angels who show up and guide you and wrap their arms around you. All of it is anchored in my faith. We have to be very strategic in how we carve our way back up on the tightrope, because I for a minute there was broken and unsteady and holding on by my hands.
But you never fell off.
I never fell off because of angels who showed up and because of my faith.
You know, you mentioned the political firestorm that you endured. You were the only woman elected at large for many years. How did all of that shape your perspective, your leadership, and how'd you get through all of that?
Well, we can't be what we can't see. And I want to give a shout out to Councilwoman Marion Tasco, who I worked for and with when I was in my 20s. So I got a chance to see, a black woman figure it out in what oftentimes is a very unforgiving world of electoral politics. We need women like that who provide the example, but then we have to show up ready and prepared ourselves for the sucker punches that come, for the joy that you're going to experience, because nothing is 100%, and all of it brings a combination of experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of your experience led to so many life achievements. You are an advocate, you are a mentor, you're fighting for the rights of women, for children, for those who are underserved, while still balancing your own life in the midst of all of that. When you reflect on your life and this tightrope that you've come so far on, what makes you the proudest?
On the career side, it is the work I did for and on behalf of women, girls, and families, because they really are the anchors of our communities. And we know when women do well, families do well. When women do well, communities do well. And we passed some pretty impressive, impactful legislation that will help children and families forever going forward. And so that's my joy on the legislative career side. On the parenting side, it is having raised the conscientious, hardworking, nice, thoughtful, culturally aware, spiritually grounded young woman. And I'm proud that she and her father and I were able to, we made great co-parents. The girl dad, we figured it out. And she makes us very proud.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story with us. As we mentioned, you will be taking part in a book launch tonight at the Free Library of Philadelphia. This is part of the Free Library Foundation's Author Events series. The program begins tonight at 7, and you can get more details on NBC10.com/findit-on-10. Once again, Blondell Reynolds-Brown's book, Walking a Tightrope Backward in High Heels, is available wherever books are sold. Thank you so much for being here with us on Philly Live. Such a pleasure speaking with you. Congratulations again.
Thanks again.